Hey, Inspired Tribe. Welcome to the Inspired live stream right here in the Inspired channel. We're a little overexposed here. Um, Apparently, whatever we do before the live stream doesn't really translate. It's really bright. Uh, Welcome to the Inspired live stream. It is Monday, March 7th, 2022. It's quite amazing, isn't it? 22, and we're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, and we're free. Inspired Tribe. Healthy, wealthy, whole, and free. We're excited that you're here. I want to welcome you all in a live chat. I see you've been chatting already, and kind of take a little deep dive into today's topic, which is really important. So let me see who is here, Inspired Tribe. I've seen Black Sky, I've seen M. Pierce. Leslie, welcome. Good to see you. Natalie's here. Wonderful to see you. Beautiful. Welcome. Then we have Lee is here. Welcome. They've been chatting for a while. The Smoking Man, Joshua, how's it going? Good to see you, my friend. Evie is here. Welcome, Kristin, Angelo, Sandy. So good. Carolyn is here. Jay Frodge, good to see you. Lindsay, how have you been? Lindsay hasn't been here in a while, hasn't she? And Nicola is here from Quebec. Has no brain is here. Please pay attention to the spelling here. Vivian, Picnicky, Alan, Carmen. Oh, so good to see you all. Alan, Bright Young Lights, Monique, Frank is here aus Deutschland, aus Hessen. Wie geht's dir, Frank? Drew is here. Karen, Kathy, Suzanne, Sabine, Joseph. It's wonderful to see you all, and thank you for tuning in. Well, you know what? I want to start with a little story.
And is it better now, or do you want me to turn it down even more?
It's still pretty bright. I think it's this one.
Yeah, I did that.
Let's see. I don't think we can go much less than this. Hey, it's okay. I'm illuminated today. That's probably why it is the way it is. Not really. Don't worry about it. Yep, now we're getting somewhere. Good. This is better. Thank you.
Okay.
By the way, if I haven't introduced myself, I'm Jean Nolan. This is my wonderful wife, Kristin Nolan.
Hello and welcome, everyone.
The wise voice from the back and the wise thumbs in the live chat. As you can see, we're doing this on the fly here. This is just how it is. It's not, everything's not perfectly scheduled. We don't have a huge production team. We're just showing up for what's being put in front of us. But let me start with a story that's going to segue into today's topic. And I believe today's topic might be the most important topic that we could possibly talk about. There's a man that loved to go outside in nature for his daily prayer. And one day he went down to the river, and he was in deep prayer, talking to God. And after he got out of his prayer, he tripped and fell into the river. Now, mind you, this was a pretty fast-moving river, and the man was struggling to stay above water. And all of a sudden, while he was floating under a bridge, a fire truck pulled up, and a firefighter jumped out and threw down a rope and said, "Hang on to the rope. I'm going to pull you out." And the man, floating and struggling, said, "Don't worry, God's going to save me." Kept on flowing, and there was a fisherman in a boat. And the fisherman reached out with his hand and said, "Come on, guy, I'll pull you up. Come on." And the guy said, "Don't worry, God's going to save me." And he kept on floating. And there was a woman standing on the side with a long branch. She was holding it out to him. She said, "Hold on to the branch. I'm going to pull you out." And the man said, "God's going to save me. Don't worry." Eventually, the man drowned, died, and went to meet his creator. And he said, "God, what happened? I trusted in you. I believed in you. I had faith in you. Why didn't you save me?" And God said, "I send you a fire truck. I send you a fisherman, and I send you a woman to help you. You didn't use any of my help." The moral of the story is, and this goes way deeper, the moral of the story really leads to the question. And the question is, are you using the opportunities and chances, the warnings, the signs, all the things that the Creator and all of the helpers of the Creator, because everything in our environment can be a helper. Everything in our environment can be a sign giver. Everything in our surrounding can be a way shower. Are you using these things? Or are you being stubborn, holding on to a made up picture in your mind that you just stubbornly hold on to? And the reason why this topic even came up, and the reason why I believe this story is so powerful, because I do believe in the big scheme of things, the majority of people are drowning rather than using what's being given to them on a daily basis. And the reason why so often they're not holding on, and while they're not, um, reaching for the rope and they're not reaching for the help, is because it doesn't show up in the way they expected it to show up, as if that matters. As if it matters if what is showing up on your way meets your human mind expectations. And I allowed myself to get charged on this. I had to get charged with this. And the reason why I allowed myself to be charged is because we've been following, reading, seeing, hearing, reaching, getting your emails, getting your comments, hearing what you've been saying. And if I'm saying you, you know who I'm talking to. This is not by all means all of you, but you know who you are. And I want to start with you're arguing for your limitations a lot, rather than seeing the opportunities, rather than seeing the chances and the warnings, seeing the signs and the way showers. And so many of you are asking the questions, what can I do? How can I change my life? I don't have the opportunities. I don't have the money. I'm not in the health. I'm just not as fortunate as you are. Well, um, not to find any form of justification, but here's just me. Yes, I was in very bad health. I almost died at age 18 of a mysterious sickness. No one knew what it was. And I barely made it out. Later, we lost everything we ever had. We were poor and houseless. We've experienced every side of this coin called life. And never ever have I given in to this human notion of arguing for my limitations, of not really putting my attention to where my journey should go, to what my purpose is. Yes, we've had bad days. Yes, we sometimes were sad or sometimes felt frustrated, but never have we given in to the notion that we are somehow limited, that there are things that we cannot do, or that we are in this or unfortunate position that we're special, that the laws of the universe don't apply to us. And we live in a time, all of us, of such precision where, back even 10, 15 years ago, what you might call the law of karma or the law of attraction or frequency, attracting what you're putting out, that was oftentimes delayed for years, maybe even decades. The vibrational race that we have experienced and we are experiencing causes this to be much faster and much more in your face in a much shorter period of time. So what that means is every time you deny, every time you allow for the fear to become greater, the worry to become bigger, and to make a decision out of that fear and worry, you will reap the fruits very, very quickly. And because a decision that's made out of fear can only lead to something that represents fear, you're going to have more chances to experience that fear in your life. And here's the thing. It is you who's responsible for that. And people love to hear that it's the force out there, and people love to hear that it's the family that we had and the history that we had. All of this, you could use all your life as a legitimate excuse. But here's also the thing. If you don't finally come to terms with the being you see in the mirror, make peace, and decide that you're going to live up to your highest potential, it's going to go downhill from here. It's going to go downhill from here. People keep saying to us, why are you even talking about negative things in the world. What is a negative thing? Is the truth a negative thing? Is it negative to see what is? If that's negative, log off, go somewhere else. This is not the place for you, because the truth can never be negative. The truth shall lead to freedom, to empowerment, to better choices. The truth will set you free. If you're ignoring the truth, you're a fool. If you're ignoring the science, you're a fool. If you're ignoring what is being shown to you, you're a fool. If you believe what you see is the perpetuated future, you're a fool also. What is this that's being shown to you all this time from everywhere is an opportunity. And every day you have an opportunity to take responsibility for your own life and get things going and get started. A vision for the future is only worth something if you actually put inspired action into that vision. And if you say that there's going to be a savior, there's going to be a hero, there's going to be some white hats, there's going to be a group of people that are going to fix things for you, then for your whole life, you are going to be dependent on some group that is faceless, nameless, invisible, and might or might not live up to your expectations and hopes. But you yourself will then never be in charge of your life. And just as there can be a white hat group, we all know there's a black hat group as well. There's good, there's bad, there's white and or there's light and darkness, there's good and evil, all these things. Yes, we live in a world of polarity and duality. So what are you going to do with it? And people say to us, listen, stop even paying attention to what is happening in the world today, to this great reset agenda, to this restructuring of society, to child trafficking, to sex trafficking, to the horrific crimes that are happening in the world today. Because if you only stop paying attention to it, it will go away. Really? We haven't been paying attention to this for centuries, and it has only increased. So this simplistic view, this simplistic, oversimplified, childish Lego view of how the frequencies and the laws of the universe work is foolish. It is not true. And it's not how this works. We can only heal and really live up to our potential. And your potential is just as infinite as mine. And we can only live up to that if we actually look the truth in the eye and allow for healing to take place. If we actually listen to what our higher guidance is giving us. Our higher guidance is always speaking to us. It is our higher self. It is connected to the Creator, to all that is. It is the wisdom and the guidance for your life. If you don't listen to that, there's no one else to blame but you. If you don't pay attention and take responsibility, there's no one else to blame but you. We are not the ones who fix your life. We're not the solution givers. We can suggest there's great solutions. We can suggest there's wonderful ideas. We can show what people are doing around the world, but
how we did it.
Or how we did it, yes.
But it's not.
Speak from experience or show an example. But I can't give you the 10 steps to fix your life, especially if you're not willing to actually take those steps and walk those steps, which a lot of people aren't. A perpetuated victimhood of I am the victim of my reality or my history. Well, how far is that getting you? How good has this approach been for you? How powerful has it been for you to live that way? It isn't enough to go and get inspired by a video or by a show for 20, 30 minutes and believe that's going to change things for you. Thank you so much, Craig. That's really, really generous. Thank you. And believe that's going to change things for you. It is wonderful to get inspired. It's wonderful to look for inspiration or maybe a bigger picture, but that's not changing things for you. You are changing things for you. And what matters most is what you transform in your daily lives on a daily basis. If we had allowed ourselves to stay in a victimhood because things didn't work out as our mind had planned, and because Our human mind couldn't perceive what the perfect journey was. And so all of a sudden we found ourselves in a predicament of having no vehicle and no house and being basically on the street. If we had allowed ourselves to believe that that's our reality and not just a step in the big journey, we would still be there. Now, what are you allowing yourself to live? Is it the best that you could live? Is it mediocre? Or is it shitty? Because if it's shitty, that's on you. If it's mediocre, that's on you. If it's amazing, that's on you too. And when I say on you, I mean in connection with your creator, with the all that is spirit. The chances are rolling around in amazing numbers. The thing is, it's not that the chances and opportunities are going to run out. Is every time that you let an energy window and a good opportunity pass you by, it's going to get a little more difficult, but because a little bit of your fire is put out, a little bit of your light diminishes, because internally you feel another opportunity I didn't take because I was scared. What are you scared of? What are you scared of? Are you scared of death? Because you're gonna die. Me too. Her too. We're all gonna leave this physical body. Our souls, our true selves, never gonna die. But this physical thing here, yes, it's gonna perish at one point. It's gonna be part of the cycle of life. It's gonna nurture other beings at one point. That's gonna happen. Thank you so much for your contribution. Let me.
It's Erica.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Erica, for your contribution. This is going to happen. So why don't you take this fear off your mind and accept that this is what's going to happen, and rather focus and pay attention on the things that you can do today. And the reason why I'm saying this is because so many people out there are still 100% dependent on structures, systems, and people around them that very soon will not be available. These structures, these systems, they're breaking down right in front of us. They were always meant to break down. The matrix is breaking down. The system is being deliberately crashed, and it's gonna happen, and it has been happening. Look at the world over the past 2 years, and this is not fear mongering. This is like saying, "Hey, November's rolling around. Stop talking about it getting colder." What kind of fear mongering is that? Or, of course, if you're on the other side of the world, then it is July coming around, June coming around. Oh, winter? No, stop fear mongering. It's not going to get cold. Yes, it's going to get fucking cold. So you better adjust. You better assimilate. You better take things into your own hands. What it does is it gives you the freedom that you've been craving. And so many are saying, hey, I'm just going to affirm, and I'm just going to think about how it's all going to be beautiful, and that's what's going to happen. And I'm not at all diminishing these ideas. What I'm saying is, if you in the past haven't quite gotten the hang of how to fully 100% manifest everything that you desire at all times, you might also consider some physical real life action. Because so many of the people that are saying this are also going to the store and buying food. Why are you doing this? Why don't you just manifest that the groceries appear in front of you or the food appears in front of you? So let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's give ourselves the opportunity of growing spiritually and growing in all areas of our lives. But get some stuff done as well. If you didn't want to do anything physical, why did you come into a physical reality in the first place? If you didn't want to take some inspired action, there's no reason for being here. This is a pretty physical reality. Of course, our minds, our hearts, the spirit, that's the leadership. There's no question about this. The spiritual principles apply. What I'm saying is, stop ignoring what is being shown to you on all levels. If people literally write emails like, you are so fortunate, but here's poor me. I can't do anything. I'm stuck in a job. I don't have $100,000 or $1 million in my bank, and I can't do these things. So who can fix things for me? Well, fuck that shit. That's just the limitations in your mind. That's not reality. It's just truth. That's just something you chose. You just chose to believe that you're limited. You just chose to believe that poor you can't do things. But it's just a belief. And if you were able to form that belief, let me put your mind at ease. You can form a new belief. You can form a more positive belief. You can form a more open belief. And for the future that we all really, truly, deeply desire to manifest, a future that is harmonious, a future that is free, a future that is natural, a future that is loving, a future that is caring, a future that is filled with kindness. Well, we're going to have to be the examples of this. We're going to have to be that change. A future that is free means a future that is self-responsible. And you gotta begin taking that responsibility and stop putting this off. The longer you put this off, the harder it's going to get. And if you don't think what we've been saying is going to happen, then you don't understand the power of momentum. Because if you think these systems around us breaking down is a negative thing, is a bad thing, then how in the world are things going to change? Because for something new to appear, something old has to die. Something has to change. Something has to give. Something has to be transformed. And so these systems are going to be transformed, whether that's the financial system, whether that's the food supply system. All of these systems are going to, for some period of time, be very unstable or even out. So where are you standing on this? Have you at all given any thought to preparing for that? Have you thought about the peace of mind that it's going to give you? Have you thought about the peace of mind that it's going to give your family? Have you thought about the opportunity that it's going to give you to be of service to others? This is it. This is the leadership we've been talking about for so long here. We need leaders. We truly all need leaders. We come from this belief system that there is one hero leader, and that hero leader can make it or break it for us. But that is the past. That's over. We need to be leaders ourselves. We need to have community leaders. We need to have elders. We need to have wisdom. We need to have these things. And we need to stop just talking about it, but actually exemplifying these things, actually becoming these things. Stop arguing for your limitations. What is it that you need in your life? What is it that you desire in your life? What is it that you really want in your life? What would make you wake up happy in the morning? It's available to you. If you needed to hear this, it's all available to you. Some of you are dreaming about being fully financially independent and free. It's fully available to you. Some of you dream about living life with a dream partner out in the wilderness in a cabin. It's fully available to you. Others are manifesting perfect health. It's available to you. The more we argue for our limitations, the more our limitations will show up for us. That's basics. So here's the thing. The guy from the story in the beginning today of this live stream was a fool. He did not really believe in God. He did not really know God has his back. What he believed in was his mind's limitation, and so he drowned. Although God, who always had his back, helped him as good as he could. Everything according to free will. So what are you doing, and where are you limiting yourself? It is frustrating sometimes to watch. I'm honest here. I'm completely honest. I love the expansion. I love what's happening in so many ways, but it is frustrating to see the knee-jerk reactions of so many people to outside events. And I'm high today because this is happening, and I'm down today because this is happening. Fuck that shit. Get in charge. You are in charge of your thoughts, of your reactions, of your mind, of your focus. You are in charge of these things. That's what gives you freedom. That's what makes you free. Because, and people say this a lot, Jesus Christ, my Savior, is going to come and save me. When Jesus Christ, the Savior, is omnipresent, the Christ consciousness present and available to you to connect with, the highest consciousness of light, available to us all. So here it is, the return of the Christ consciousness has been happening for the longest time. It's here. If we believe one man, one woman, one person is going to save us, we are doomed. We're doomed. We're doomed. And so the opportunities are going to keep coming. The chances are going to keep rolling around for everyone. But there is energy windows. We've talked about this. And when an energy window comes, you feel it. We just had a huge worldwide energy window in the month of February. It was huge. It was wide open. Wide open. And have you actually used it? Did you jump? Did you run and jump off that cliff knowing that you got wings? Knowing that you can fly? Knowing that you don't need a safety net and a parachute, that you can actually fly? I'm speaking symbolically here. Don't run and jump off a physical cliff. I'm speaking about the symbolical cliff here. Have you done it? Or are you waiting for the next energetic window that hopefully might appear? Because right now, there's a downturn. That's just the reality. But we can open a new energetic window. But we got to do it. We got to stop playing ping pong with forces that want exactly that, to keep us in a perpetual game of powerlessness. Everything in this matrix is designed to keep you powerless. Everything in this matrix is designed to make you believe in your limitations when it's horse shit. It's not true. But you are the only one who can change that. And boy, has it been painful for us at times to watch friends and family let window after window after window pass them by, get more and more sad, more and more limited. Because the thing is, this is not about material expansion. It's not about, hey, you could have made billions and you haven't. That's not what this is about. It's about the zest and the joy for life. It's about the adventure and the experience of life, of feeling it fully, of not just observing it through the lens and watching others live it, of being in this life with everything that you have, of bringing spirit to it, of bringing love to it, of bringing kindness to it, of bringing expansion to it, of living it with other people you love and care for, of helping, of being of service, the full zest of life. Because why the hell did you come here if you don't want that? If you don't want to feel what life feels like, what the limitless possibilities out there are causing you to feel inside. My goodness, what a beautiful, beautiful earth this is. And how much wonder and glory and beauty and everything is. We sit here, we limit ourselves with a belief system that we have just adopted. And we watch this world as it suggests to us that we're limited, that we're full of sin, full of imperfections, worthless. How insane is that? And how insane are we to believe it? And how crazy are we to believe that if we keep down and keep our heads down and make ourselves small, that somehow things are going to get better? And then you move from living a full life to being in an okay experience to surviving, to just surviving. There's no war. That's not life, surviving. Do you think you came here to survive? What would be the sense of that, to simply survive? Isn't it to thrive? Isn't it to see the colors and taste what there's to taste? Fresh water, standing under a waterfall, being out in the rain or in the snow, smelling the crisp, fresh air of a winter day, swimming in the ocean, climbing a mountain, sitting on a branch, listening to the birds, watching a child play, singing a song. Life has endless opportunities for us to thrive. But you need to decide that you want to thrive. You need to decide that you want to be free. You need to decide that you want to be independent. You need to decide that you want to be abundant. You need to decide that you want to be healthy. You need to stop pointing fingers and telling that everyone else is in charge of that. Nobody else is in charge of that. You are in charge of that. That's it. You are in charge of that. So how many more fucking chances are you going to let pass you by before you take a leap of faith? This is it. This is it. That's the whole wisdom. That's everything. That's the answer. You are it. And maybe you feel inspired. Maybe you say, hey, I see it. I feel it. Maybe you want to join us. We're bringing a group of people together in May 5th through May 8th. And this might not be for you. It's not a sales pitch. It's an invitation. And what we're doing is creating an energetic shift. If you show up for the Yada retreat, if you feel inspired to do that, if you show up and you give yourself permission to experience that energetic shift, to really experience it, all you have to do is give yourself permission, show up fully. You're not going to be the same person after those 3-4 days. You cannot be the same anymore. We're not saying your whole life will change, but the energy will change. The energy will change dramatically if you give yourself permission to step out of everything you have believed so far and see what is on the other side of fear, on the other side of worry, on the other side of limitation. Experience who you really are, because that is a very powerful being. And that's really what we came here to do. Kristin and I came here to this earth simply to help people see their true potential. That's all. So if you feel inspired, if you say, hey, this speaks to me, come join us. There's a few spots left. May 5th through May 8th, Cape San Blas, Florida. The Yada retreat, YATO, you are the one. And that's it. You are the one. It's not me. I'm not your savior. It's you. So if you feel inspired to do that, send us an email to info@inspiredchannel.net and we'll send you all the information. All right, Inspired Tribe. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here with us. It's always lovely to see you guys. And save this one. Save this live stream. Because you're going to need a kick in the butt every now and then. We all do. And I'm going to be here for you. And lovingly. With love. With inspiration. Because the bottom line is, it's so much love that drives us. So much joy for seeing you all expand. For feeling what true freedom feels like. All right, tribe. Thank you so much for being here. There might be a little bit of a schedule change for tomorrow. We have a really, really cool interview tomorrow that we can't wait to share with you guys. Actually, should I give it away?
Sure.
Tomorrow we're interviewing Mike Adams, the Health Ranger. Really excited. A very, very wise, smart, great guy, great entrepreneur, great visionary, and we can't wait to share this with you. So we might have to change the schedule a little bit for the live streams. But we're going to be here for sure Thursday again, 2 p.m. Central, and you're going to hear from us meanwhile. Inspired Tribe, thank you again. Be abundantly blessed. We love you all, and we'll talk to you soon.